I'm afraid that it's true. I'm leaving you, but rest assured, tomorrow I'll be home. 'Cause you know I never could, I never was no good. Lord knows, being on my own.
The first question we always ask, which is whether it doesn't, you could be a fruit smoothie if you like, but what's your favorite drink?
I'd be wine. I'd be red wine.
Oh, that's great.
A blend.
Red and white mixed together, yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, that's an under talked about
I'm going to bring it back.
way to drink. Yeah.
I'm on it.
So, do you guys have any current songwriters that you're really inspired by? That?
Yeah, there's one guy that I'm really excited about that isn't exactly. It's not a new. I mean, it's he's not new on the scene, but Andrew Bird. I think he's great. I think he's really cool. Particularly his. I think he's got kind of it's called Andrew Bird's Bowl of Fire.
Right. His first records of his. Yeah.
I think he's got kind of an alter ego or something. I can't figure it out. I don't really know because if you go out and buy Andrew Bird records, they're not necessarily going to be, well, they're all great actually, but he does this one thing that's really cool, and I think it's his Bowl of Fire records.
Right.
As far as I can tell.
Yeah.
I can't.
They do have they got a totally different feel to them.
It's like sounds like could be recorded in the 40s or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually the first time I heard those records, I thought I wonder what year this is from.
Yeah,
it was like it's from the year 1999 or 2002 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, get out of here.
Yeah.
But so you mentioned the Stooges, and I read somewhere that your parents kind of played like David Bowie and the Stooges and stuff when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if if I'd never heard that or never met you and I heard your records and I'm like, the Stooges wouldn't come to mind first. And I guess sort of a side portion to this question is that my parents didn't play Cool People records for me when I was a child, and so when I discovered what was a good rock and roll records, it was a whole new world to me from the beginning, and so
right.
I've always wondered what it would be like if your parents raised you on okay, here's your bottle and your Gerber, and we're gonna play Highway 61 today straight through, and just sort of just so you can get in your head now. And I've always wondered if you'd have an ability to kind of discover stuff on your own if you've been handed it at such a young age.
Yeah, well, there was a few records I think that were played around the house when I grew up, like Ziggy Stardust, Diamond Dogs, That was kind of those records were kind of I was familiar with them, and then I think when I got older, and I started to really appreciate music or really kind of delve into it or start to analyze it, you know what I mean, or get fanatical about it. Then I started collecting, or I started, discovering other Bowie. I mean, Bowie's a great example because he kind of ran the gamut. Like he did like Low, or whatever with Brian Eno, or even or Pinups or something, or but so I then subsequently discovered all these other Bowie records, and the same thing, like T-Rex led me, I heard T-Rex a lot in the house, and I mean, I don't remember it. I really don't remember it.
Sure.
I mean, I was later in life that I started picking through. I started grabbing records from my dad's records that he had left behind. My parents divorced, and and what was left of him was really this record collection. And I would just look at records like Todd Rundgren records, and look at based on the covers really, and kind of get it. Like, what's this?
I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I'm always going back and forth with like I should play them these really great records now, or I should let them discover them when they're like 16, and then they can think it's their own thing. And like, Dad, you don't even understand. I heard this great record. It's called Ziggy Stardust, or whatever. So that's fascinating.
I got a baby on the way actually, and I'm thinking about that too. I'm how am I going to do this? Am I going to will I force it on him, or will I
It's an ongoing struggle.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thanks.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah, we should have a toast off camera so that nobody can see what we're drinking. But
let's do it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Ash?
Okay, I don't
Yeah,
have anything.
Anyway,
I'll just take a sip of
congratulations.
this.
There you
Right.
go.
Congratulations to the baby
Yeah,
for
exactly.
being born into a world of love and
Great music.
great.
I was interviewing Tom T. Hall yesterday. He's a total hero of mine, songwriting wise, and he said, some of his more kind of masterpiece songs, you kind of hear him. Are you going to get much better than that? I doubt it, but maybe you'll surprise us. He said, well, I got in the zone for that song, and it was, I don't know, I got there, and I didn't really, maybe I didn't have a great time while I was there, but I wrote this song, and I kind of came on the other side, and I wish I knew more about it. I wish it was like cabinet making or it was this craft, because then it would have a handle, and I could get a handle on it, but it doesn't,
great,
and it's
yeah.
just sort of out there. And I'm kind of asking, do you guys, when you're writing, do you experience that more, or is it just sort of like, kind of work ethic? I'm sitting down like John Lennon, Paul McCartney, we got 3 hours in a hotel room, let's write 8 days a week.
Kind of changes every time. I mean, I found for us, sometimes you just have chemistry with somebody creatively, and he could play the G chord, and I'll hear something. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if I played the G chord by myself, I might just say, I'm terrible. So sometimes when you get paired up with the right person, it's exciting. When we start a new song, we get excited, and then a lot of times I'll start saying words that mean nothing, and then it kind of turns into something that says something, and it's actually a really amazing thing. Like looking back after you finish a song, just like I can't believe that just happened, because not every song is amazing, like old Tom said, but when it is really good, you just feel so blessed to be able to been able to channel that, whatever
Right.
it is.
You hope that you get into this zone. I mean, and if you're one person or you're two people or whatever writing a song, you hope that you get into this zone, and when you do, or if you do, it's ideal, and I think it's only in retrospect that you can
You're right.
say like, wow, man, we were really kind of in a zone, or that,
Right,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, you're just not sort of, you're almost not conscious.
No,
at
you're
the
doing
time.
it, and then you're
You're just going and
recording it, and
you're
then
going and you're going, and then finally there's a song, and then you look at each other and you're like,
okay, bye.
oh wow.
And then the next day,
Right.
you're like,
Yeah, we're-
See you
Brendan,
tomorrow.
have you
Yeah.
listened to what we
Wish we
just
could eat
wrote?
supper.
Which happened a lot. We'd always
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, oh, that was a good song. That was a good song. And then the next day, like, Brendan, have you listened to this song?
This is
really
amazing.
The two of us, we've actually set out to write a song and actually written a song, but on my own, left to my own devices. If I've got my a pen and paper and my guitar, and I'm all comfy, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna write a song today.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
It never it just never happens that way.
Right.
I mean, it's the most unopportune times. It's usually you're out to dinner with
you're driving.
you're driving and you got no fucking, you're swerving, you got like, where's the fucking pen,
I'm gonna
or
leave this
whatever,
on my,
like-
on my aunt's voicemail that I know it always has
Yeah.
a long message that I can leave.
yeah.
When you're writing, how much of the production is already in place in your head when you're making it up? Like you're like, obviously I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna do, this is where I'm gonna have, Otis Redding horn hits, or
Right.
sort of a really, I'm gonna fool everybody into thinking this is about, and I'm gonna, it's gonna turn into a ska song, or whatever.
Right.
Like how much of the production is in place when you kind of finish it, and you're like, it's locked in your head, even though it's an acoustic demo. You're like, oh, I've
Right.
got it, it's great, Or are you starting from scratch when you go into the studio and you're like, yeah, I got this great acoustic demo, and I don't know what it's gonna be yet.
Yeah, I mostly don't know. I mean, I really do. Like, I don't. I mean, contrary maybe to to what people might think. I mean, because I've recorded and written my own records or whatever. I think people tend to think that I have this vision, this great vision, and I don't. And I really don't at all, and I don't mind that. I'm cool with that. I like just sort of, kind of figuring it out as I go. Or mostly,
Right.
I kind of go with my gut, and I'll start working up the song, and then in the end, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. I don't know.
Was there any kind of moment when you were younger where you had this minute that you remember when you were a kid, and you're like, you heard a 3-minute pop song and you were like, oh my gosh, I get that. I understand this format. I would like to, maybe I might even try to write one day. But it just sort of connected with you in this sort of electric sense.
The thing that got me playing music was probably later in life. It was, like punk music.
Right.
Listening to like Minor Threat and stuff, and thinking, it's like I could do this. These are kids. These are people my age. They're doing it, and it's easy. I mean, I've figured out on guitar, and all right, let's put together a band, because we can do this.
That's all I got. I love you guys, and thanks for chatting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
And thanks to the Killer Lake people for letting us keep you here.
I've never been a fighter or a lover.